Peace and blessings. Welcome to my channel. Start the day off with some positive vibes. July 30th, 2020 on July 26th. Been working on a project, trying to get these coins together or whatever. So I didn't get approved on my contract. I got some others, and that's what I've been working on. This is my first time. This is my first uh, time going through this process and things that I need to learn and overcome. But nevertheless, this is the reading for today, and I'll backtrack a little bit in case you guys like this. Got my laptop. Worship me in the beauty of holiness, clear the existence of my holy tent rose, a hauntingly glorious sunset, oceanic splendor. All these things were meant to proclaim my presence in the world. These proclamations, proclamations. Well, I can't read today. Especially feminine lovingness to sell their products. How beauty. This opens them up to my holy presence. Even before you knew me personally, you responded to my creation with wonder. This is a gift and it carries responsibility with it. Declare my glorious being to the world. Psalm chapter 29 and 2. Kind of dope. It's about nature. It's about just, spending time with creation. We are created beings and we are co-creators with God. So, that's what I've been doing. I've been creating lately. And I've been just sitting back watching my creation, whether succeed or fail. And it's just a wonderful process. I learned how to become grateful in that process of creating and just sitting back watching the beauty of as a florist, as I don't take it for granted. I was just watching not long ago one of my creations, my plants. I had three growing right now, and they're just turning out beautiful. It's been a nice year, even with other things. So I'm just learning how to be grateful day to day, spending a lot of time on mindset. I've been dropping a lot of videos about mindset because it's important how to balance both with success as far as financial. I advocate for mental health awareness. You guys see, this is about the money side of this, and what I'm doing now is about the mental side of this. And I enjoy what I do, turning my passions into profit. Also, what I created for you guys, you can check it out. I have available digital art, handmade, custom made. It's all about giving back. I'm all about giving back. I'm Aaron Glenn, private personal consultant, advocate for mental health awareness. To have a space for like individuals who want to make money online and also learn how to manage stress and anxiety. These also my NFTs, my artwork. Just been turning my passions into profit. The reason why I created Team Angie was sort of out of desperation as far as having an income, a solid income. I was on a downward spiral, started going down really fast, and then after that, I found myself. Was looking on money online. Had a background, it was kind of hard to keep a steady job. So with that, it was like, how about I just create my own lane? And I know having products online will be a magnificent way. And also it would be, having my customers, having digital products as well. So meaning that these products work for me 24 hours a day, giving me a little more time freedom to figure out the things I want to do with my life. And because it's never too late to find out who you are, what you're made for, you know, like Billie Eilish. What I'm made for is what we are trying to figure out in this life, right? And it takes time to figure out what it is that you like in life and what it is that you want to do and what you're here for. That's what I've been doing lately, spending time just enjoying me and taking care of my mental health and teaching people how to do the same. And while doing so, I've been creating ways of income online, multiple streams of income, live mentorship, legacy building lives to learn how to use the 2 hour workday. So I work 2 hours a day, which is really important. What I learned from Andrew Carnegie, a billionaire, he said the best thing that he could do and what wouldn't change was working 2 hours a day so he can enjoy the rest of his day. And another guy who had more money than him, he said he wasn't happy chasing money. That wasn't the thing that made him happy, and he was the richest. So it's like, what do you take from that? Time, freedom. Time is something you can't buy. Time is something, excuse me, I dropped my glasses. Reading this from this book is because you can spend time from time to time enjoying nature and being one with nature and learning how to create, you know, just like the sun comes up and down to give us the light we need to get through the day, and the moon give us the light we need to get through the night. If you work in the graveyard shift, everything is everything, and everything is for a reason. Everything has its purpose, and that's what we do here. We all figure out what our purpose is in life, and we figure out how to find what our purpose is. Not everybody don't know what it is, and it's not wrong with not knowing anything. You just spend time figuring things out. Everything is figure outable. Success is 90% mindset and 10% skills. 10% skills that anybody can learn if you spend the time to apply yourself, you know, with any skill that you desire to learn. And that's what I learned from my mentor. Success leaves clues. And I just tune into the community that she created. And also from what I learned from my mentor, I created my own community this here. And if you're new to my channel, monetize my YouTube. I monetize my uh, Facebook. I have a subscription page on Facebook. I had monetized on TikTok before they demonetized me and took my page down. This was like a few weeks ago. I had over like 600 videos and stuff like that. I don't know what happened, but since I began talking about, you know, who Jesus, it's been coming with a lot of things. But nevertheless, you know, I'm firm in my faith and who I believe in. I'm a spiritual person, and I think to help me have a peace of mind and to help me. There's nothing wrong with, you know, what you believe in, and I believe that balancing in life is about physical health and wellness, and also spiritual health and wellness, and that's why I advocate for mental health awareness, and we make money online because it makes you feel good. You need money to go to the doctor, to eat, nourish your body, you know, to take care of this physical. It's money is a tool that we use to take care of certain things. You can't die with it, but you need it to, you know, apply it to certain things it'll feel because, you know, you're dealing with digital whether you know it or not. Everybody has a Visa card, right? So you have digital money already on your prepaid debit card. But now they have different kinds of digital money. And that's what I teach you guys how to get. And the comments below is what I just dropped if you guys want to get your uh free stocks, free 5 shares, and you can get into it. I'm just looking at the screen right now. I'm looking for where the comments would be at. I'm new to this platform. I just synced it. What up, broski? I synced it. Yeah, I was looking for the comments. So yeah. And what up, Hawaii Bina and Hana Pilot? What up, y'all? What up? So yeah, what I do is I work from the crib, right? Working from home means not just being at home, not doing nothing. Right? What I'm doing right now is a money making activity. If you want to work from home, you have to be doing money making activity 2 hours a day to generate income home. This is called passive income online. What I just posted in the comments was another source of passive income online. content creating is cool. A lot of people want to be content creators, but it's really like a full-time job. If you part-time do it, it's possible, but you're going to have to do a lot of part-time and until you finally gain that momentum and that traction. Just like with anything, if you don't stick to it, you're not going to be that good at it. So with this, it just takes a little time and it takes consistency. So it's like if you don't practice this skill, I've been doing this almost for a year now. It might look like I've been doing it longer. My skills are getting better and better the more I do it, and the more I analyze what I'm doing. Every Sunday is when I break down what I'm doing and what I need to do better. Another YouTuber. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. YouTube. On my farms, I use one source to multi-stream. And that's another way to get time freedom. I don't have to go on every single platform. I'm kind of glad TikTok took away my platform because, well, they took away my page or whatever because the mindset of those people and the stuff that was going on, it was distracting me from who I need to become. And to become who you want to be in life, you have to evolve as far as mentally and sometimes physically or whatever. If you look back on your life, you'll see the mindset you had to get through difference in the different places, whatever, right? And if not, then that means you're not growing. And whatever's not growing is not fruitful. And it needs to be chopped down. It won't last, basically. So it takes a mindset. You have to evolve in mindset with this content creator because you'll get caught up in trying to go viral and all of that. And you see a lot of people who get caught up in that. And it never ends well. They end up hurt or in platform because they embarrass themselves for a lifetime. And once you put these videos out there. So, it's about PR as well, being mindful of public relations and how you presenting yourself. Because if you want to last in this, then you have to position yourself to last. And every viral moment doesn't mean you're in position to get paid at that moment. So it's about having structure and having strategy. And these strategies I teach you how to win. And not only that, but how to maintain in this for longevity. It's not for a quick buck. It's about having see that last, something remember you by Team Angie. Team Angie is about mental health awareness and making money online. You look at all my videos, you should know exactly what I'm about and what I do. If not, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing and I'm not doing it right. So that's what it's about, perfecting your craft. Not everybody's my customer. I'm not here to sell anything to everybody. I'm not here to teach everybody. I'm not here to fuck with one, and that's my passion, and that's showing you guys how it's possible to turn nothing into something. Also, to create your own lane. I don't have to wake up and worry about a job. I don't have to wake up and worry about my next anything. You know, I know where my sources come from. I spend time just being thankful because every day is my present gift, and that's all that I need. My daily bread for the day. Just been making money all day, every day. But it's not about the money, it's the time freedom to do so. It's nice to be rich, but I'm not seeking to be rich. I'm looking to be wealthy because the difference between the two is somebody wealthy is the one who's providing the job for the high paying income salaries for those rich, lavish lifestyle living people. Their status is what makes them rich, and that status can change at any time. But when you're wealthy, you just know that it's always an abundance of that overflow of wealth because you always have money to come and you have a unlimited source of passive income and also residual income. These are two things that wealthy people have and wealthy people create. And this is what I'm teaching you guys how to have and create. What I have is passive income, and I'm working on residual income. There's different sources of passive income. Passive income online. I'll give you an example, which is my digital artwork I was just showing you guys in my NFTs. These are ways to make money online. Different ways to make money online, where basically you can use this link to shop any time of day, any kind of money on time. Any day, that's passive income. It works just like a vending machine. It's passive income offline. It works itself. It generates cash. And you just have to go refill it, resupply it, restock it or whatnot. Just like an ATM machine. It's passive income offline. There's different ways of passive income online and offline, but I like working from home. And if you're looking to work from home, a remote job, I teach you how to make passive income online. So yeah, I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm talking about. I might not, and as I go. And education is important, but it's what you do with the education. You can sit here and learn all day, but if you don't use anything that you learn, it's not being wise. And what I teach you is how to become wise with knowledge. You could be having a lot of knowledge, but don't know what to do with it. Just like if, check this out, right? I'll give you an example. This is knowledge, right? You know fire is hot, but this is wisdom. When it's hot coming and you get up out of the situation and then you watch it burn down. Now, what's not wise is knowing what causes fire and how it works and how, what it does. Witnessing the signs and symbols and sticking around and then getting burned. Now, that's not wise. And that's not how you use knowledge. And, a lot of people think they know a lot of stuff, but once it comes down to how do they use it and how you see them, that's when you know if you're doing the right thing and if you're on the right path and if you have the right business. I looked at a lot of those, like a lot of people. I did a little research, but not a lot. That's why when I got into this business, I spent a lot of time on the back end trying to learn the administration, trying to learn how to do the taxes and everything, right? Because I do quarterly. So every 3 months I'm doing taxes and I'm keeping track. And it's a lot of shit to do, right? And then annual reports, which is $100 a year. And it's different stuff you gotta have money for to pay for. So if you want an LLC, just know that one thing to help you out before you open more doors for you. Besides thinking you're going to just start a LLC or a corporation or whatever, right? And then you have bad credit and you're thinking, I'm just going to get a business bank account and get funded, and it don't work that way. And then you be hit with a harsh reality of working backwards. A mistake that I made from listening to people who knew some things but didn't know some things, who wasn't wise at the information they put out, and they just heard something, they put some more information out, and it wasn't what helped me out. Working with somebody who's been there and who's struggled and made mistakes so you can skip trace your success and your learning curves. The same as with my mentor and the people that I look up to and I, learn from. Live mentorship. We meet twice a week for mindset because mindset is important, and also tech skills because we just don't know all this tech stuff. I didn't know all of this, and I'm still learning all this. And it takes time practicing. It's like I give you, you're not going to get it down packed unless you practice it enough times to know it's secured once you tie your shoestrings, right? And that's what anything and everything in life. But the thing is, like, it's just about getting started. I let that day one become almost 1 year now, and with Team Angie, I had that day where I was thinking about doing all this stuff, and now it's almost 3 years. September 22nd will be my 3rd year anniversary, 3rd year in business, and I'm just looking forward to a lot of different things. When I started, I didn't have everything. I had a job, and I made sacrifices, and it's not easy, but it's simple. And the simple thing that I do is I keep going, despite you know any and everything. What up, Christ? I hope I got your name right. Peace and blessing. Yo, I'm listening. What up, Honda? I don't even know what you're saying about atoms, Apple, and man's a body person. I'm not educated on that. I read the body and all this and that. I could tell you what I think though, if you want to know what I think. But it's just my opinion. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and act like I'm some type of you know, I don't know much about that. I'm the wrong person to ask. I could look it up though and get back with you about that, but that's not one of my concerns. The things I care about, the things I focus on is making money online and mental health. That type of mindset don't help me where I'm trying to go. So therefore it's a distraction and therefore I just told you what I told you. I could look it up, but I don't know the information and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I do. And they ain't gonna sit here and act like I care. I don't know because I don't care. It's not information that I feel like it helped me in life. But nevertheless, to each his own. I'm not here to discourage you or anything, but yeah, that ain't what I'm on. And maybe not, I don't know. But at the end of the day, like, that ain't the type of shit I talk about. But yeah, what up though? Where y'all from? I'm in the Midwest right now. Of course, we are experiencing the summertime. It's hot, and that kind of take away from my productivity as far as my 2 hour workday. Being hot as a job is in itself. It's a job alone. Trying to be cool. You can't enjoy your wealth if your health isn't together. A lot of people spend a lot of their later years trying to take care of their health, which is backwards. And then sometimes a lot of older people chase the wealth, which is backwards. Time is a gift. You're not promised tomorrow. You're not promised the next day. So you want to use your time wisely. And what I'm doing right now is using my time building my business, not looking up no body shit. You feel me? But yeah, you got to be appreciative. That's why I broadcast off with this, talking about nature and being present, because this present is a present. It's a gift, just like Christmas coming up. You want a present, right? The present that we skip past day to day, all day, and we take for granted is life, waking up, being conscious, number one. A lot of people wake up, some people wake up not even in their right mind. They don't know who they are. They don't know, and that's not a good thing. You should be happy that you even woke up life if you're not already that. You should be grateful for that, despite what you have or don't have. Some people don't even wake up out their sleep. They had dreams, they had plans for this moment, but they didn't make it. So, the year almost over with, but it's time to be grateful. That type of energy motherfuckers come with, that shit don't get you anything but more of that. And if that's what you like, that's your prerogative. That's choose what we want to experience. But if that's what you focus on, that's where your energy is going to go. And that's what the universe is going to create for you to experience. I teach you guys the power of mindset because that's a certain type of mindset to even think like that. Mental health is really big, really important. A lot of people run around fucked up in the mind. They running with the flow. You put the strings on people, they easily attach. A lot of people don't even have any type of purpose. They just get up and go, because that's what it's life. I'm promised tomorrow, observing, we all arrogant, have ego from time to time. But that shit ain't being life. And nor will that shit get you, where you supposed to be as far as the people, places, and things that align you with your dreams and goals. If you're consciously being grateful about, I'm in position to make these things happen. I'm in position to experience this because I have this day. I have these 24 hours to work on my mindset if that's what you need to do for the day. And that's what I do every day because it's not no, I learned the mind. I picked up Christ and it's working for me. It hasn't been what I wanted to be ever since I got baptized. And I got baptized 3 times. It's just about consistency. It ain't because I purchased the program, it's supposed to work for me. It's about working and shit. And I'm working my shit. Despite the distractions that happen and a lot of distractions that happen. Even with this, like, you ain't gonna get the support that you want or need, but you're gonna find your tribe, you're gonna find your people. And it's up to you to connect with them and fuck with them. I curse. If you don't like it, I will. But I'm working on myself. I'm not perfect, nor do I think I'll ever will be, nor am I trying to be. But I do know that I have things that I can work on, and that's what I am doing. I don't mean no harm, and if I do, then I do. But in the meantime, it's just about having that mindset. My last few videos is about mindset, and then we're going to get deeper into making this money online. What I just dropped in the comments was the free $5 worth of shares of stocks. And then what you can do with that once you get your account approved, you should be approved to even get that. What you would do is you will flip that to the cryptos, and then I'll show you my portfolio and how I've been upscaling each week. And it's pretty easy. It's pretty fun too. It's not like rocket science. Like it's figure outable. Like I said, everything is figure outable. I never thought that I figure out how to do this type of stuff. But spending time with a moment to relax and just know like I'm here. I have this moment. It don't matter if I'm not where I want to be. It don't matter if I don't have what I desire. It don't matter. All that matters is that I'm conscious and I'm grateful, and I know that I have the ability to figure things out and manifest. And if I'm not manifesting what I desire, is because I'm not aligning myself with that, and I'm not ready for it. I'm not ready for the universe to receive it because my awareness is not there. Opportunities are always available, always present those opportunities because our level of awareness is not there yet. You can have a baker, you can have a restaurant, you can have a realtor, all these things all on the same block. But when their awareness is not aligned, those people won't connect with each other to make that thing happen. And we're all a part of each other's dreams. For me to be able to make these videos, I need you guys to be able to watch it. And for you guys to want to watch these type of videos, I need to be able to watch it. So we making each other's dreams come true. We're a part of uh, when you share ups and you share my downs, we're all a part of that. Even the people that bring me up and the people that put me down, we're all a part of each other. It's a part of each other's experience. We need each other to make this happen. So you never should look down on anybody or anything because, like I said before, everything is everything. And all these things work together for the good or for the bad, depending on how conscious you are and your attention is on what you're engaging in. Whether you're inserting yourself in a situation or a place. That's how manifestation and abundance work. It wants to give us things. It wants us to be able to be blessing to other people, like with money, right? Somebody who receives money to build a school, and that school now has teachers and people who want to educate. That's a nice way of abundance. That money was used in a prosperous way, and the educator become educate more educators and so forth and so on. Or somebody who knows ingredients, grow a farm, and stuff like that. And now they're able to feed the community, and the community is learning how to farm and more skills. Now that's how abundance works. So we all have an abundance of food to eat for the community. The universe is always looking to give to us, whether it's a good situation or a bad situation. And what you focus on is what you will get more of. If you put more time and energy into creating good experiences for yourself and others, hey, you get where I'm going with it, right? And that's what I times where I'm not aligned with my higher self and I will vibrate low. And it is what it is, but as much as depend on me, like it's saying in the Bible, as much as depend on me, as much as I can control, because I give it over to God. Sometimes I lose control and I take control the wrong way. But I am human. I don't expect to do everything perfect, but I do expect to be conscious enough to know my triggers and fuck people. You know what I'm saying? If they want to trigger me, fuck. They conscious enough to do that, but it's not always about me. Like I'm not a victim of life. I don't go around acting like I'm a victim because I'm not. I don't care what happens or what I experience. I'm a conqueror, and that's just that. But you let people have them. You let them have their moments, and just because somebody having a moment doesn't mean that that's your moment. It is what it is. You got to learn how to discern things, discern people, places, and things because you can get wrapped up in this stuff. Like I said, with content creators and with looking for mentors about, and they lead you the wrong way, feeling like fuck a mentor. I don't want to be dealing with these type of people because they don't know, or they'll leave me stranded and hanging, and that's what happens. But you know what? It's about discernment, and it's kind of hard, especially when you're listening to the world so much and you're not hearing that voice inside that inner compass telling you which ways to go and how to interact with the world. That's how I figure out how to do this stuff, by taking a break and not listening to the world, but listening to myself, and having, despite the distractions of the world, because the world is a noisy place and it's full of negativity, a lot of stuff that's not helping, not helpful. So you got to figure out, everything that glitters isn't gold. You will find out in time, Mark my words. And what you want to focus on is the things that, not the glittery things, but the things that resonate with your spirit, that cause to you, and that you align with, that you feel right with. This is my passion. Like, it called me. I see art in everything in everyday life. I'm about to run this video for a moment, a brief second, while I figure out something real quick. Um, well, I don't really got to figure out now, but I got a love situation I'm finna handle. So, check this out really, really quick. All right, my bad about that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, you gotta practice discernment. And the only way to practice discernment is by spending time listening to yourself. See, when you really just spend time with yourself, you get to figuring out what you like about yourself, what you dislike about yourself, which things you need to adjust on. It's not easy work either. It takes time. It takes time to become a content creator and to know what type of content to create. Being authentic and growing authentic, brand and crowd, and everything that comes with it. It's not a scary journey. Like me, when you might do know, like, I'm an introvert. I don't like being around big crowds. They kind of drain my energy. Like, I pick up on people and I pick up on energy, and sometimes it's too much for me. Like, I'm cool with all of that. And then it's just, I don't like being around a lot of people all the time. I have my moments where I do want to be, and I have my moments where I don't. But doing this is nice for me because I'm getting comfortable with. It's not about chill for so long doing this. It was all about doing things I'm uncomfortable doing things I haven't done before, to see a reality I haven't experienced before, and it's starting to turn out that way. Looking back on my journey with the digital marketing only, really, um, I wasn't coachable, and that was something I didn't think about. Something I didn't really realize. As old as I am, I'm constantly learning more things about myself, and I'm constantly learning that it's all right that now think differently now, and that's all right. I didn't know my perfect customer when I started this. I didn't even know about a perfect customer when I started Team Angie. I just learned all this stuff from having mentorship. Never really had mentors that really, like Michelle O'Neal. Like, she ain't the perfect perfect person, but I learned a lot from her, and she's really caring. And we linked up. It was like, I never met her in person. It's just the situation, the program that I had from her, and her guidance. Like I was talking about, like, being in that awareness as you, where they come through where they come through places, whatever, right? These things line themselves up, and you don't have to chase after them. Like, I didn't chase after these opportunities, these products. Like, I wasn't looking for this stuff. I was just trying to keep my business afloat and keep a steady income, have some way to make money. You know what I'm saying? Because I had accessories, but I had just lost that. And I was trying to clean up my image and clean up my life, as I'm always trying to do. Contract, it is what it is, right? I was living life, and I'm living for these experiences, not for the material gains or whatever, right? I just live for these experiences, and I've experienced enough to know that, and it wasn't about pivoting from one thing to the next. All these things can add up to my overall vision, which, I have a vision. I have a goal. My goal is to have, I'll share my goals with you all, is to have this club all over the world for teenage boys and girls to get this type of mindset training, to have somewhere to go. Basically, like my who I look up to, I don't even know what to call it. He's not a mentor to me because he passed away, and I never knew him or whatever. I know what he had was all digital. He owned everything, and that's the thing that I'm about: 100% profit. That's why I have master resale rights, and that's all with the team Angie. It gave me a way to have stuff, and it's coming a full circle for me as far as my business and the things that I want to do in life and my passions and me living off of what I enjoy doing, just day to day, right? And also like planning out things that I want to do. But it's just like the work that I've been doing all summer, all last year. And I had took a few breaks dealing with deaths in my family. I lost my cousin a few months ago. Well, not a few months ago, but it felt like it. Like right before the year ended. And then March of this year, a few months ago, my auntie passed away. And then I've been just trying to like, grieve and dealing with a lot of shit. Like, I'm human. I deal with things too. And I don't sit here and complain a lot because I'm trying to figure shit out, and life keeps moving. I got to keep moving. But besides that, I got to take breaks as well. And that's what I did and what I do from time to time. And, I got to make sure that my mind's right, and it is what it is. Like I'm 12, so I go seek that. And that's what I be doing time to time. That's why I always advocate for mental health awareness, because it's not nothing that I achieved, and it's just something that I got, and I just, uh, it's in my backpack. It's something that I practice on a day to day, and it's something that you will never have just to have. It's something that you have to pursue, just like happiness. You can obtain it from time to time, but it's nothing that you just have forever. You have to pursue it each day. Because I have moments where I'm down, and I'm my moments of low feelings does dictate who I am or who I will be or what my life is about. Just a moment how I feel, and certain things that may trigger me or whatever. I have to get down to the roots of it so I could understand what's it about, and not run from it. Whether I feel sad and I just don't want to feel sad or sick or whatever the case, it's about standing up to those emotions that don't help you grow, and not being led by emotions. Because like, how the fuck can I progress in an angry state of mind when I'm trying to create peace and prosperity? Those things don't align. I mean, you could quote me on that, you could test me on that theory, but hey, you ain't gonna get far, and I promise you that. And I wish you the much success, even if you wish me the opposite. I just don't want to see people running off the wrong way. The world is lost. It's a lot of blind, and that's what you get when you learn discernment. You get to see it. So hypnotized and so at awe and so drawn by the flashy lights of the blind, no value in these things. It looks nice, but it holds no value. It's just like, um, let's say, we ain't gonna go there, but, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm put some lessons together because blogs, I don't know if y'all was able to check it, but Talks with Team Angie Tuesdays and Thursdays on my YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe if y'all new to my channel. And then check out the links in the bio. for if you want copies, free copies of my blogs. I drop blogs on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I've been lacking a little bit. I'll be honest. You'll see. I've been having videos on there. I've been trying to keep up with the YouTube. That's why I was telling y'all to subscribe so I can get my ties on. Working on this channel a lot since I lost my. I didn't think about creating another one because like it takes time to create it. Like I said, it took time to monetize the account, and it's like that's time that I don't get back. And time is precious. Time is a gift. And what I learned from that time of doing that was a lot of things about this digital marketing and social media and people, and it gave me a lot of insights, and it gave me a nice direction to take and put me on a nice direction with my company and with myself as far as self development is what I work on, and what everything I do is what it's about development. Yeah, I'm not working on TikTok no more. I'm not gonna be on TikTok anymore. But I'm working on here and I'm learning the platform, and it takes time, and I'm active constantly and consistent. I'm dropping videos every day. I got them pre-scheduled out, and I'm doing this as well. So I'm working, Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram. Stuff been changing up. I was thinking about that before I went live, and that was the whole reason I went live. Like the only thing you can count on in life is change. The only thing that's going to constantly happen is change. Nothing's going to ever be the same. The places you live, the things you eat, the people you like, everything's going to always change. So that's something to be used to, and that's something to embrace. It's not always fun. It's not always what you want, but it's something that's going to continue. These changes is to be ahead of these changes and make these changes happen. Don't let the changes going to happen no matter what. But I'm changing my life the way that I want it to be before it changes for me. Because like I said, it's going to happen regardless. And if you're not controlling these changes, guess what? The changes are going to definitely control you. And that's why people out here in the world are so sick nowadays, because their changes in life are changing them. They're desperate, and people do whatever when they're conscious. And it's hard to even be conscious when you're on, because your situations are controlling you. But when you stop worrying about everything, when you start controlling your destiny, is when things start lining up and they start coming to you. You start seeing life as it's supposed to be, and it starts making sense. And you won't have to be chasing everything. You want to spend time on the chase. And that's what having control of your mind, and of your destiny is all about. Spending time with yourself is how you get to that point where people call enlightenment. A lot of these so-called people, they're so spiritual, they forget how to become human beings, and vice versa. It's about balance. And some people want to be so technical with who you serve and whatever, right? Whatever worked for you, good. Keep doing that shit. I'm not the type of person to tell you what you're doing is wrong and get all in the back and forth type of shit. What worked for you, it worked for you. If you feel in your heart, it's the right thing, keep doing it. And that's just all I gotta say is like get started making these changes happen, engaging in it, because you don't want these things to come in your life and change you. Like creators, they want money, and that's nice, but they hop into being a content creator without knowing what direction to take, because they're in survival mode, and being a content creator is a way to make money. And they look at a lot of people who act like they're getting it like that. A lot of it's a job. Just like any job, it takes time. It's a lot of work. It's simple, but it's not always easy. And a lot of people get it, they fall off really quick. They don't last long. And it's not about who do it the fastest. It's about who lasts. What legacy did you leave when you had your little run? So that's what you always want to be mindful of. And you just want to always be mindful that I'm making these changes happen because this is who I want to become. This is what this journey is about. It's about the mindset, the person that you become overall. It's not about the money, because the money gonna come and go. And if you don't do right with the money, you'll forever be chasing the money because it'll never be enough, and you'll never be able to hold on to it because you never have the sense to have these financial habits. It takes financial habits to become financially free, and to be financially stable, you have to have some decent sources of income, or you got to have one decent income that's going to, provide you that lifestyle that you desire. And things change, so you don't want to be dependent on one source of income. That little draining trying to maintain all these things. Majority of my stuff is online, and I'm just spending time working on it. My 2 hour workday is me managing my time and strategizing my stuff and having structure, putting structure into my company, and figuring out how to have structure is number one thing. And it takes time to do that. And that's uh, I'm pursuing peace to have structure, and so forth and so on. It's components to this thing. And once you understand the overall picture, you can start breaking down each. You use your hands, you use your arm, and you know how to use all these little things to make up a whole function, right? So that you can operate yourself out and about, how you carry yourself, how you present yourself. All these things are components of who you are and how you function in the world. Of course, we all know this, right? But it's the same thing with business. Is why I said that, because there's different components to business. With the marketing, the educational part, which is enough to make the money, but it's a component that matters. The mind, because some days you will get tired. What's going to keep you going? What's going to be the reason you? What's why are you doing this? What's going to keep you going? Why? Because the person I want to become is going to be the person that is going to help me overall, and it's going to help the people that I love and care about. Put me in position to do for them as I do. And it is what it is, right? The way that I can help me, and that's just with it, everybody, anybody, even with these famous people, they don't do a lot for people because they can't do a lot for themselves. They do what they can, and people don't understand that. Like you'll never know what somebody or why they do what they do because you're not them, and that's just that. People change, and change, like I said, is inevitable, and people are going to change, whether it be good or bad, whether you like it or not. So get with the program and be a part of these changes. Be conscious of the changes that you're creating in life, because we are co-balanced, whether your God be Buddha, Allah, or whoever, Jesus Christ. I practice whatever, but I'm not here to convert you all. But if you want to learn more about that, we can go into that situation, that subject. We can talk about that. But nevertheless, yeah, it's just about mindset, and I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Peace and blessings, and thanks for tuning in. Oh yeah, no, no, no. One more thing. Why I do this? And I'm blessed every day. That's my present from the universe. Every day that I wake up is another day that I know I got it going. It's not done yet. It's not finished. So I just encourage you guys to get started and keep going. Because if you really desire anything in life, you won't go for it. Or you're going to make an excuse why you're not. And it's just one of the two things in life we do in life. We either make it happen or we don't.